Okay, we are going to be starting very, very soon. Just hold on there. Waiting for some more people to join us. Thank you for coming out. And I am, there I am. Thank you for coming out. Hopefully the connection is good. We live kind of in the country and our internet kind of goes up and down like this. Where we are right now, it's fall, so the leaves are falling, and with the leaves falling, it makes our internet connection better because we have line of sight. I know it's kind of antique, but we do what we can when we're at home here. We do with what we've got. So tonight, we were talking about Instagram. Some of you on here I know, some of you I don't. Welcome back to the people that have joined me on webinars in the past, and for the people that are new, thank you very much for joining us. And just hang in there for a second while I deal with a couple things. I got a few questions from people coming in, so I'm going to try to answer those tonight. I'm going to go through Instagram. If you're watching this, it means you probably have an Instagram account, because that's the only way that you would have noticed that I'm doing this, because I did it through Instagram. And if you don't have an account, no problem. I'm going to go through it. I'm not going to go through setting up an account because you probably have it. And I'm going to talk a lot about people with dog accounts tonight, because a lot of you on here have a dog and you have a dog account. If you go searching on your Instagram, you'll notice that there's so many people that have accounts for their dogs. So I'm going to be talking directly to you. There's a couple people on here that are probably have accounts about beer, which is awesome. So we're going to be talking about you as well. And it doesn't really matter what your passion is, what your Instagram account is about. You can apply what I'm going to show you here tonight to anything. And you can actually turn that into any successful business, depending how you want to run with it. Now, I don't want you to be thinking about business right now. I want you to focus on your account and growing it. We'll talk about the business stuff later on. We'll talk about how you can monetize it later on, but I don't want that to be the focus. Too many people focus on, I want to make money, and then you scare everybody away. So right now, we're going to be focusing on building your account, your business, your brand, whatever that may be. So I'm going to get right into this. I'm going to share my screen to my phone and start screen share. That goes down. Sorry about that. All right, so we have my account here, Traveling Dog. You've probably seen this. You probably like it because that's probably where you saw what was going on. So this account, I'm just going to start by the news feed here. Delete all of these errors coming up on my computer. And so this is the news feed. These are all the people that I have followed. And there's a lot of dog stuff on here. There's a cat thing. There's food. So similar to Facebook, you have a news feed. And then right here, which is the search. Oops, I'm going to go back. The button beside the home page, the bottom left, that little magnifying glass, is your search. So I'm going to describe what I'm doing because I don't know if the feed is really good for you to be able to see what is actually going on with this, with the feed. So that little magnifying glass, and then there's a search at the top. And in there, you can search literally anything. So you can see right now with what top search, there's Buddy Boo waggy tails. That was my last search. So if you have a dog, you probably know who Boo is. So Boo is this little teddy bear-like dog, and it has millions of followers. On Facebook, I think there's like 17 million followers now on this little dog. And there's a bit of a story behind the person that kind of created that brand, and she does work for Facebook, and she has kind of a whole marketing strategy behind it. But there's so many other people that have built little brands like this and are making an income off of it. So I want to show you tonight. I'm going to try to keep this short. I'm going to show you tonight how I build Instagram accounts. I do Facebook marketing for fairly big companies. I do Instagram marketing for people, and just a lot of engaging. And so you kind of know where I'm coming from. I'm going to show you how to build Instagram tonight. I'm not going to get into Facebook. If you have any questions about that, you can definitely email me about that later on. But so I'm just going to go into this search, and you can really search anything. So let's just go and search dog. And I'm going to go click on people. And here we now have a list of random dog accounts. So anything related. So there's Camping with Dogs, there's CR Dog Rescue, Costa Rica Dog Rescue, there's Dogs of Instagram. We probably all know about Dogs of Instagram if you have a dog. So if I go into Dogs of Instagram, we notice that they have 2.3 million followers. That's a lot of followers. And if you go through, you just see random pictures of dogs. I'm going to click on one of them, and you can see this one with spaghetti all over the dogs has close to 6,000 likes, which is pretty good. You would expect a ton of likes if they have that many followers. If you go into someone's account and you see that they have like a couple 100,000 followers, and then you go and click on a picture and there's like 10 likes, those followers are probably fake. Now you can go into there's like media buying. You can buy likes for Facebook. You can buy likes for Instagram just to make it look like your account's so much better. But that's not a good idea, because later on when we get into if you're going to be selling advertising space on your account or trying to work with other people, you need to be able to show that you have engagement, you have people liking your stuff, and that those followers are real. If they're fake, then good luck. So I'm just going to go back a bit again, and I will show my face again if I can. All right, I'm back. So when you're building your account, it's important to have the name of your account something that you're passionate about. So if you say you love tennis, it could be like, I love tennis, blah, blah, blah. Not just like tennis 74632 and a whole bunch of numbers. I see that a lot in accounts, and it's kind of confusing. The reason it's important to have your account name talking about what your account is because that's the first thing people are going to see. With this strategy that I'm going to give you, that's what people are going to see. So Dogs of Instagram, people automatically know that it's about dogs, obviously, Dogs of Instagram. So understanding that when you're creating your account, that's the first thing that people are going to see. So if you are passionate about dogs, again, I'll talk about that. Going back to my my phone, let's go to search, and let's say you want to build an account about dogs, and I'm going to go put dog in here, and you can go through all of the people that have dog accounts. So let's say you look through here, and just looking. Dog Teddy, Or let's say, think of magazines that your audience would read. Think of people, celebrities they would enjoy. So if dogs, so maybe you go Caesar, Caesar's Way. So Cesar Millan. You know he's got 439,000 followers. You know all of those followers have dogs, or they have an interest in dogs. So if your account is about dogs and Caesar's audience would enjoy your stuff, then what you can do is you can simply go to followers. So I'm going to click on the 439K followers, and it's going to pull up this. So this is a list of every single person that follows Caesar. So now what you can do is you can simply go, if you want, you can go into some of these accounts and see if it's somebody that you really want to follow. Or what you can do is you can just go and you can hit follow. Now you're following that person. You can go and you could simply just go down the list and start following those people. And what happens is I wouldn't just go and just follow everybody, and don't just go down and follow the thousands, because you'll get your account shut down. Now Instagram has, you can probably follow, using this strategy, 100 a day to be safe. You might want to just do 50 for the first couple days, and you don't want to do them all at once. So you could maybe do 10 and then come back like 5 minutes later or later in the day, do some more. So throughout your whole day, you're at work, you're on the toilet, you're doing whatever, you can go through and you can start just following random people. And what will happen is they'll get a notification that, so these two people would have got notifications that Traveling Dog started following them. And what happens is people go, oh, who's this? And they go back and they look into your account. Who are you? So the next step on this is to make sure that your, so I'm going to go back to my, my homepage, my bio page. You need to make sure that it looks good. So I've got travelers, because Tiff and I, we travel. That's what we do. We love traveling. Dog Venture, we do a little bit of dog training. We do adventures with your dog. We do camping trips with your dog. And we do canoeing, swimming, all kinds of stuff. And then a Lovers of Life, and more about what we do. So here right now is where I have that link goes to this webinar that I'm doing right now. But people will see this and they'll be like, okay, well, they'll look through a couple pictures and they'll be like, oh, is this somebody I really want to follow? And then they might say follow back, which currently on this account, I'm getting probably about 120 new followers a day. So this account is fairly fresh since I've started kind of working on it. And I'll just go into a couple of my posts. So let's say I've got a little video with Bowie, my dog. It probably won't stream very well through this webinar, but you can see that there's 182 likes, which, okay, not bad. You'll notice that Instagram, you'll get a lot less likes on videos just because people just like to scroll through. There's an image of Tiff and I, we got married in June, 189 likes. We'll continue down. And here's one with Bowie and a couple other dogs on the subway, and there's 336 likes. So you'll notice that the ones with dogs in are getting quite a few more likes. Let's go to one where it's just me doing something random. I'm on a skateboard type thing, 145 likes. So a little bit down, let's go back to one with Bowie, 227. So going through your accounts and seeing what your audience likes and understanding that you should be posting stuff like that. And let's see, one with just a random thing, 90. I think I just want to see if I can find one with a quote on it. Yeah, so here's one where I just used an app called WordSwag. You can download it on your phone. That's how you can get all of that quote on there on any image. So WordSwag, download that. That's an awesome app. Also, Snapseed is a great photo editing tool to make your images just a little bit different from just the regular Instagram filters that they have there. So Snapseed for editing and WordSwag for putting an overlay of text on. And you'll notice that if you put any text of quotes and stuff like that, you'll get a lot more engagement on your stuff. So now back to the top, what I was talking about is, oh look, I just refreshed and I got another follower. So back to my bio. It needs to look good. There needs to be, it needs to be clean, and it needs to talk about what you are about. And maybe even having a link. If you have a Facebook page about your brand with your dog too, you can link them back to that. If you have a blog, link them to that. Or if you don't have anything right now, you don't need to have anything there. You want to be building an audience of people that enjoy what you have. So let's go back to this search. So you can go through and you can, if we're on this page and we go to the followers, you can go through and you can follow these people. Or you can follow people, if your account is about beer, you can go and search craft beer and find different accounts or bloggers or people that post stuff that your audience would like too. And because if they like that page, they're gonna like your page too. So whatever your passion is, you can go and find different accounts and start doing that. Now, the other thing you can do is you can go into that magnifying glass again and go search. And you want to find a tag. So Instagram, Twitter uses hashtags a lot. You'll notice on my posts, I hardly ever use hashtags, and people all the time are like, well, why aren't you using hashtags? How are you getting people to see your stuff if you're not using hashtags? Well, what I find a lot of times is not many people, some people do, they'll go into the search and they'll search a hashtag. So let's just go muddy dog to keep this dog theme going. And you'll notice, because I'm on tags, it'll show all of the hashtags that people have done for muddy dog, muddy dogs, muddy doggy. So muddy dog, there's like 10,000. Now, if I were to click on that, when this loads, it will show up all of the different posts of people that have hashtagged muddy dog. So you could go through and find a muddy dog. And the internet's really slow, so I need to change. I'm going to take Wi-Fi off just so we can speed this process up a little bit. And see if that works better. So here we have, obviously, a muddy dog. So what you can do, along with those follows, so going through and following a bunch a day, and you can also go through, and I like this photo, so I'm not going to follow this person, I'm just going to double tap that photo. So now I like that photo. So now that person saw that traveling dog liked their photo. And a lot of times people are like sitting around on their phone with nothing to do, and they get a notification, oh, traveling dog liked my photo. What's traveling dog? And they'll go to my account, they'll go to my bio, my profile, and we're like, oh, what's this person all about? Some people will follow you back, some people won't. That's fine. We can get it. We'll get into that later. Now, again, with photos, don't go crazy. Don't go and like 1,000 photos a day. Why? Because Instagram will say, wait a second, what's going on? And what they will do is they will shut down accounts, because if you do way too many at a time, because like if you go back into, let's say, this people, and we go to, oh, there is a muddy dog account. They have 382 followers. If you were to go through and go bam, 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 and click all of those, all 382, you would probably get your account suspended for at least a little bit, and it would say they would stop letting you follow people for maybe a day, or they who knows what they're going to decide. So you do 10, 15 at a time, wait a little while, do a few more, and go through and look at some of the accounts. Don't, same with photos. So you're finding your tag, Muddy Dog, okay, Muddy Dog Walk, finding those images, and you can go through and you can start double clicking and liking those. And what this is doing is getting your brand, every time you do that, your brand in front of people that might like your brand or your account. Now, make sure that you're liking pages that of people that will like your stuff, so not just random stuff, and along with following. I know I'm repeating myself a lot here, but I just want to make sure that you guys are getting this stuff. Now, the other thing is, with Instagram, I don't know what the numbers are at anymore. So I'm at 4212. Just going to refresh, see. No, didn't change. Now, with Instagram, you can't be following, I don't know what the numbers are, but you can't be following like 1 million people and only have like 10 followers. I believe it's like if you have, it might be a 1 to 2 ratio, and I don't know where it all switches. So you kind of have to watch what you're doing. So you can go through and just make sure that you're not following too many people. And if you follow people, if you do it right, you follow people that are interested in your stuff, you'll get those follow backs, and you should be able to keep that ratio right. So that is understanding Instagram a little bit, how you can make it work. You can use hashtags in your photos, which will, now what I see, I work with a lot of internet marketers as well. And internet marketers are obviously trying to sell. And they'll be like, post a picture of them on a laptop on a beach, and they'll be like, beach life, internet marketing, or hashtag beach life, hashtag living the dream, hashtag internet marketing. And what will happen is the next internet marketer is going to go into search, and they're going to go internet marketing, because that's who they think they're targeting, and they'll go tags, and internet marketing, there's 110,000 posts. So they might use that hashtag to start following people and doing the same thing that you're doing to them. So I find in the internet marketing world is there's just vicious circles of internet marketers targeting internet marketers, and they're both trying to sell to each other, but neither one of them is going to buy because they're doing the same thing. So that's why I don't use a lot of hashtags. I will do the odd one. It's not bad. It's not a bad thing to do it, but I just hate spending time doing hashtags and stuff like that. So that is that. When you're trying to figure out what you want to do, you can have multiple Instagram accounts. It's not a problem. You just have to log out and log into another one. So if you have multiple passions, I have multiple accounts, and I just run them, building different audiences, because in the future I'm going to be using those and turning them into businesses. Now, if you have a job right now, this is a great way to be building an audience of something around your passion, and later it could turn into something. A lot of time, there are agencies out there that will find advertisers. So an advertiser, someone might, if you look at, I don't know this for sure, I'm just assuming. So I'm going to go into dogs of Instagram. 2.3 million users. So when I look at something like this, I'm like, okay, something is going on. Something, they're selling something. And so the link there is Lucy & Co. And that link goes to a website selling dog clothing, I believe. Now, I don't know if Dogs of Instagram owns that, or if someone has paid to put their link there for maybe a month, or maybe they've paid to be there the whole time, or a weekly thing. Now, also, when scrolling down, so that's one way that advertisers will say, wow, you've got this many followers. Okay, well, I'll give you $500 to put my link there for a month, or whatever it is, depending how big your audience is. Now, you probably won't find advertisers until you have over 10,000 followers. And it doesn't take that long to get there if you just work at it kind of every day and work away at it. Now, scrolling down, there's another way that people will advertise. And 1 second. Now, so I see this, all of these photos look similar, and then you see this one right in the middle here, and it's free Hans the Dragon with any new BarkBox subscription. So this is an ad, but it's built in with everything else. It's a regular post by Dogs of Instagram, but either Dogs of Instagram is an affiliate of BarkBox, and if you sign up using that link, then Dogs of Instagram is going to get a kickback for that. Or BarkBox approached Dogs of Instagram because they have all of these followers, and they said, we will give you this amount of money for you to post this on your wall. And look, they have over 21,000 likes on that. So out of that, and then there's a whole write-up here and that was probably part of the ad for that. Again, I don't know for sure that there was money involved with this. Who knows? Dogs of Instagram could have just posted this. They might own BarkBox. Who knows? But just little things like this, looking at when you're looking into accounts of things that you can do. Now, I want to show you something I did today, just for the fun of it. Dogs. Another way to grow your account, grow your brand, grow whatever, you can go, what did I do? Dogs of the World. And I went into Dogs of the World, and a lot of bigger accounts, you'll see this. You'll see advertising. So Insta advertising 5@gmail.com. So when you see something like that, you see that they're open to advertising on their wall. They have 110,000 followers. So today I emailed them and I asked them how much it would cost for me to post something on their wall. And for $45, they would post an image of whatever advertising I wanted. Obviously, they would have to agree that for them to post it, because it's their audience and they don't want to kind of mess up their audience. It would have to be dog related or or whatever. But there's a lot of accounts like this. I could post something, and I could get my image, my brand in front of 110,000 people. Obviously, not all of them, because not everybody's on every day. But for $45, that's reaching a ton of people. So there's a ton of accounts like this. Even if you want to grow your account, it's a great way of just posting something and being like, check out my my awesome German Shepherd page, my dog page, my whatever. There's a lot of, oh, there's somebody on this webinar, I believe, that has a Pitbull page. So, I mean, there's going to be, I'm guessing there's going to be tons of stuff. Oh, Pitbull the singer. Oh, there's a Pitbulls of Instagram, 1.3 million users. Crazy. So if you've got your Pitbull that you post pictures of every day, here's a great resource of 1.3 million other people that obviously have an interest in Pitbulls of Instagram. Let's end. So that, just another example. So you could probably, if you wanted to post your dog in this feed, you could probably email them. They have an email address, and see if they would put your stuff there. Now again, that's if you have a brand already, if you have a product, if you have a business already. So let's say you have a local business. So if I have a local business here, and I want to, I could find people that have accounts in my local area, and you could start following those people. You could find hashtags. So I live close to Hamilton, Ontario, and I know that a lot of people hashtag ham aunt, so Hamilton, Ontario. So now I know that I can go in and see all of these pictures, and all of these people, they're probably from the Hamilton area or in general. And I could go through all those accounts, and I could find people that might be interested in my business or service. Now, if your business is like a dog walking service, you might want to find a local, I don't know, an off-leash park, or you could find a local groomer, and you could go through some of their followers. Those followers are going to be local, and you can start following them and get some follows back in return. So that is kind of an overview of what you can do with Instagram. And even if you're not interested in doing something now, just create an account around your passion and just start posting random things. I mean, you can go on to, even if you're not taking pictures of it all the time, you can go into Google and find random pictures. And Google actually has a spot. If you go into, well, let me see if I can pull it up here right now. Sorry, I'm just going to take like 10 more minutes of your time, and then I will let you enjoy the rest of your night. Come on. There, now I'm back. I'm going to go to my desktop. It's going to look a little bit weird for a bit, I think. And then I will put this. And it's going to open up Google. So let's say dogs, and I search. And I haven't done this for a little while, so, and Google changes everything all the time, so let's just see if we still have this. So I'm going to go to search tools. Oh, sorry, and I click on images. And you get a whole bunch of images on of dogs. Loading, 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 loading. Sorry, this is taking forever. But you can go into Google and you can search this stuff and find images, and there's an option of, I don't even know where it went now. Yes, so search tools and then usage rights. And then you can click on labeled for reuse. And there's a bunch labeled for reuse with modification. So you can click on that, and what will happen is it will pull up all of the images that are labeled for reuse, so that you don't have to worry about copyright problems. So this is, if you're making a website, this is a great way to use some images that you know, so that people don't come back on you and say, hey, that's copyrighted, you can't use that, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going over and using that, ones that are labeled for reuse. Sorry about this cough. I get a cold and then I cough for like 3 months after, and it's always worse at night. So back to this. So that is one technique to build your audience. Now, a lot of people build an audience and they they get stuck at 100 or 200 or 500 followers because they've connected with their friends on Facebook, and people are like, oh, so-and-so's on Facebook, on Instagram, and then they start following them, and then it kind of dies out. So doing this, searching for people, and it's a good way of doing research to see what other people are doing, what other people are posting, and make sure you're going through your images and seeing who's, how many people are liking your images, and are you getting a response? If you're always posting, I find with different accounts, people post pictures of just their dog all the time, and people have to realize that, yes, that's great, and everybody thinks their dog is the best looking dog in the world, but you have to think about your audience as well. think about what they want to see. They might not just want to see the same dog every day. They might, if you have your beer account, they don't want to see the same beer every day. They want to see a variety. They want to see different things. And make sure you're writing something underneath the images, something that is engaging, something that is maybe people will be thinking about, and putting quotes over top of the images. So using that word swag is a great way. I haven't done too much of it lately. I used to do more. I'm slacking. I need to do more. But this is a word swag. An image I used Snapseed, and then I just put a little word swag over it. It's kind of hard to read because of the text, but whatever. So yeah, put your face on your Instagram account as well. I know a lot of people like to hide behind their dog. They like to hide behind whatever they're promoting. But when I'm looking for accounts, I like seeing people's faces and just seeing what they're all about. And good smiling faces is always encouraging and welcoming to just to draw people in. So that is the way you can do this. This is a free method, costs you nothing. All it costs you is a little bit of time, but everybody's got a little bit of time. You're always sitting on your phone and just kind of going through. Now, you can follow like 100 people a day. You can start with 50 for the first couple of days, and then you can boost it up. And then same with liking. You can go through and start liking people's photos, images. Then the other thing you can do is you can start, this is another thing you can do is when people follow you, you can, depending how engaged you want to be with your audience, and you do want to be engaged with them, you can go into, you can direct message your followers, and just, so go and find one, and if their account allows it, you can just send them a quick, hey, thank you for following me, and have an image of you and something. Don't, if you're selling anything, if you have a business, don't put any of that in there, because with social media, with anything online, as soon as people see a link then that's pushed on them and they didn't ask for it, they get scared. So just that little bit of like, hey, thank you for liking my my account. Hope you're having a great day, or something. You could have, if you wanted, if you have a blog, if you have a Facebook page, you could say, if you want to learn, if you want to see more of my stuff, feel free to go to my Facebook page or check out my blog if you want, but not being forceful with anything. So that in the future, if you want to promote something, then you can do that. Now, how to monetize this stuff, I want you guys to forget about that right now. I want you guys just to think about building an account or two on your passions, and you can either, in the future, if you're building an account around tennis, I mean, then you can find products anywhere online, on Amazon. You can sell all of that stuff. You can get links to selling stuff. That's not the problem, finding products to sell later on that you can plug into your your account when people trust you, and starting to throw stuff like that in front of them. So we won't talk about that much right now. I will be doing more webinars on this because Instagram is exploding. There are so many users, and people just love to just kind of go through, and you get a ton of more. When I post something on Instagram, I could get maybe 300 likes. I'll probably get like 50 within the first hour. I'll post it on Facebook, and next to that 300 likes, I might get like 5 likes. So you see a lot less engagement on Facebook, and that's why I love Instagram for building these accounts, these niche accounts, these stuff about your passion. Now, that being said, there are other ways of doing this. Some of you right now are going like, really, you want me to go through an account and like all of these? One second. There, I'm back. You want me to go through these accounts, like all of these people, and not do them all at once, and do that every day. Really, it doesn't take much time. But now, I want to be honest with you. Do I do it that way? No, I don't. I don't have time for that. I I was an engineer, used to work in an office, hated it. Like, I need to get out of here. So I left that and I became a dog trainer. And because I wanted to be outside more, I wanted to spend more time with my dog. As time went on, I got busier with the training. I opened a dog daycare because training was usually evenings and weekends. So I opened a dog daycare so I had something to do during the day. Well, that took off. All of a sudden I was busy. I was at the daycare 10, 12 hours a day, doing some training at night, and then coming home, and my dog's like, I thought you quit your other job so that we could spend more time. And I was like, this is not good. So about 2 years ago, Tiff and I really took a step back and we're like, what are we doing? We want to spend more time with our dogs. So we started doing stuff online, doing stuff like Instagram, making and then doing a lot of Facebook marketing, blogging. But Instagram, I find, is the easiest to really get started without knowing anything. And for free, those simple things that I showed you, as long as you have time, you can build these accounts fairly quickly. And do I do the way I just taught you? I used to, but I don't anymore. Why? Because it takes too much time and I just want to be out hiking with my dog and doing fun stuff. So there are other ways to do it. I have a course where I teach you how to automate it. So right now I have probably 5 accounts running, and I don't do anything but check it every day. And I make sure that I'm following the right people, and it's basically doing everything I just showed you, but it does it 24 hours a day, and it just slowly does it on autopilot. Now, doing the process I just showed you is good, but you'll probably get sick of it eventually. And I do have a course. I promised I wouldn't sell anything on this webinar. I want to hold it to that. If you have any interest in learning how to do this on autopilot and learning how to grow these accounts and getting like 100 to 200 followers a day without doing anything, then just there's like a link below. I think it has interest, let's talk, and it'll take you to another page. Don't click it right now because then you'll lose this video. But you can just send me an email and be like, hey Bernie, I want to learn more about that way of doing things, and I want to learn more about that course. And if you're interested, I would love to hear from you. And if not, I hope you got some value out of this. This is why I do this. I want to help other people out. So if you didn't get anything out of this, I'm sorry. But continue doing what you're doing. Continue focusing on your passions. Even if you're in a job you don't like right now, or even if you do like it, start building a brand. Start building your personal brand. If you follow me on Facebook, if you're a friend of mine on Facebook, you'll notice some of my posts. I've been talking a lot about personal brands the last while. If you want to find me on Facebook, Bernie Martin, and you'll see a picture of my face doing something and a dog probably, but building your own brand. And what happens is resumes are going to be a thing of the past. What people are going to be doing and people do it already. When I had my dog daycare, when somebody handed in their resume, I was like, paper, bunch of dates with some random accomplishments. And I would take their name and I would Google it. I would go to Facebook. Is it right? Is it wrong? I don't know. That's what I did. That's what I think a lot of people do. And they just see what comes up because people are so open with social media. Everything is out there, whether good, bad, ugly, everything is there. Now, if you can understand what you want your brand to be. Now, your brand isn't what your personal brand isn't what you say it is. It's what other people think of you. It's what other people say when you leave the room about you. So also look back on your Facebook account. Look back on the last maybe 30 statuses and see what, take all of those together and see what that creates. Are they all negative posts? Are they all really happy posts? Are they all posts about dogs? Are they whatever? That is what people will see, and that's what people will think of you. If you want to have a little exercise, go through your friends on Facebook, just random ones. We've all got friends on there that you're like, who is that? I have no clue who that is. But you see posts come through, and if you look at one of, I've got a ton of friends that I've never met in person, but in my head I have a perception of who they are. and that is simply through their posts. And some people are just annoy me because I'm like, really? and I'll often maybe just hide them or unfriend them just because I don't know who they are, and maybe we've met somehow, but it's just kind of negative energy, and I don't want to be part of that. But some people, I'll see all their stuff, and then I'll meet them in person. I'm like, whoa, I was way off. That's not who you are at all. And just understand what you want your personal brand to be. You should be showing that through your social media, through your blog, through your blah, 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 blah. But personally, I think the resume is a thing of the past. Soon people will just be like, just send me your name and we'll find you. We'll find everything about you online. So understanding that is very important about your personal brand. If you, everything that I talk about for branding and understanding what you want to do kind of with your life is understanding your why you do what you do. There's a good book called Start With Why by Simon Sinek, and he talks a lot about, a lot of people can say what they do. So I go to work and I'm an accountant and I punch numbers all day. But not many people, not many businesses can say why they do it. And when you can start portraying why you do something, then that's when you'll start to draw people to you. That's when people will be like, what will set you apart from everybody else that is maybe in the same industry doing the same thing. So you look up dog Instagram accounts and there's a million of them. And you'd be like, well, how am I going to stand out? You can stand out. Just be yourself and just continue pushing forward with what your dream is and what you want to do. For me, for Tiffany, we want to be able to work online, automate as much as we can so that it runs on its own, so that we can do what we want. So we do a lot of traveling. We spend a lot of time in the Dominican, in Cancun, and working with street dogs because we just love studying how street dogs work, and while our business runs on autopilot. So if you have any interest in sorry about my cough, any interest in learning more about how do we automate this and some of the courses and branding classes that we teach, then feel free to just hit the button and send us an email. And if you're not interested, just keep following our adventures and we would love to hear more from you. Have an awesome night, and we will talk later. Bye.